Hi guys, it is Saturday night and we have Legacy Football on tap tonight. Just one break, right? We're slacking off, or I'm slacking off anyway. So before we get started ripping into things, there is a little bit of information to go over, so let me hit the right button and then we'll see it. There we go. And of course, pretty simple stuff right there. Most importantly, thank you. I appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, chatting, hanging out with me. Always glad to have you. And the second thing there, just a note about feedback, because I get asked the question a lot. My feedback is automated on eBay. It's been that way for years. That just makes it easier so that you don't ever have to wait on me to find time to sit down and catch up on feedback. So it works like this. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you are going to instantly get positive feedback in return. How's that for a win-win, right? We are taking a look right now at what's coming up. So this stuff is already listed on eBay. You'll see that we're kind of sticking right now to that earlier start time of 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Other than tomorrow night, Father's Day, we're at 9:30. But for the foreseeable future, we're at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, and I'm leaning towards moving us to that permanently. Several of you a few of you had requested that. Leaning towards that, but we may still bounce around some between 9 and 9:30. So tomorrow night is a third and final case of Noir basketball, a fourth and final case of Leaf Flash football. On Monday, we will open Luminance football and Finest baseball. Excuse me. On Tuesday, a case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, along with another case of Series 2 Jumbo, full case and silver packs, but base cards do not ship to the teams and have their own separate bidding categories for Series 2. And on Wednesday, we have one new release for Wednesday, and that's the only thing we're going to open. I'm definitely slacking off that night. We will open one 12-box case of Museum Collection Baseball. On Thursday, we're going to start back into a fresh case of Bowman Jumbo, and we'll open a half case of it on Thursday night. Meanwhile, here's the 411 for tonight. Legacy football. I don't think we need to worry about consolation cards here. Every team is going to pull cards, so we shouldn't have any worries there. Hopefully everyone saw in the listing description the information that Veteran Base had its own separate bidding category. Veteran Base does not ship to the teams. Rookie Base does. Veteran Base does not. So that's how that's set up, and I'm thinking it'll be on the way to you approximately Wednesday. Now, as always, if I can get something out to you faster than the date you see listed, I'm certainly going to do that. But right now, that's kind of what I'm anticipating is Wednesday at the latest, and we'll hope for sooner. So it is a 12-box case of 2019 Legacy football. This is, of course, 12-box cases are quote-unquote inner cases. This is break number 8. It is the last of the Legacy football that I have on hand. And it ended tonight on eBay, June the 15th. We're breaking it tonight as well, Saturday night the 15th. Apparently, guys, I had some kind of mental meltdown and said Sunday, June 15th. Like I said the night it ends, and then I put Sunday with the 15th instead of Saturday. So I apologize if that caused anybody some confusion on that end. The date was right, and the fact that I stated the night that it ended was right, but I typed in Sunday instead of Saturday. Sorry. Then, of course, we have team names on the left-hand side. Our winning bidders are across from each team on the right-hand side. And there at the bottom, you'll see our bidder for the Veteran Base card. So all Veteran Base is going to head off to that particular bidding spot. Hi, Alan J. How are you tonight? How has your weekend been treating you, my friend? Everything going well, hopefully? So Legacy football, we have got 2 autographs per box on average. Yeah, we all know how Panini is with their on average. Sometimes that means they take one away and give us a points card instead. Every once in a while, I've seen them mess up and just leave it out entirely. No points cards or no hit. And every once in a while, I see them give us an extra hit. So I believe that's why they give us that grand old on average wording for everything. There's a little CYA on the part of Panini. I'm going to tweak our focus a little bit, and you're going to probably notice the background get blurry, but don't sweat that, because what we want to do is look at the cards up nice and close and personal. We don't care about those boxes in the background, not until we open them anyway, right? Excuse me. Allergy season, guys. Apologize in advance for sniffing, snorting, hacking, coughing, etc. Something is in the air, and goodness knows I'm allergic to about everything outside. All right, so these players are going to be our rookie players, I should say, in their college uniforms. That means they will go to the team that drafted them if they were drafted. If they happen to be undrafted and they have subsequently associated themselves with a team by way of signing a mini camp deal, rookie camp deal, any kind of deal. In a couple of cases, I think the guys maybe only had a camp invite, didn't really sign, but if they haven't done anything else, then, you know, we're going to give them to that team they have most recently been associated with. Because the idea is we want all these cards to have a home. We don't want a bunch of cards floating around. So, John, you are looking for Cardinals, Giants, and Saints. And Ryan, you're asking about how to buy into the breaks. It is on eBay. And my eBay user ID is a weird one, kind of. It is Fleaburger. I know. I will type it in here for you. But basically, you can go into eBay and go into advanced search and do search by seller. And then type in that eBay user ID. And it will bring up all of the things that I have listed on any given day. And Alan J. was on it answering that too. Thank you, sir. Always appreciate that. Michael, you need Cowboys, Jags, and my Pittsburgh Steelers. Sweet. Michael, you know where I've seen a lot of Steelers coming out? I don't know if you like Leaf products or if you don't like Leaf products, but we've been opening Leaf Flash. Having pretty good luck with that. I mean, Benny Snell's been coming out pretty regularly. Isaiah Buggs comes out. Deontay Johnson is coming out. So Leaf has, so far, Leaf Flash has shown a pretty good little affinity for the Steelers. And John, we have had pretty good luck in here with Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. So we have not pulled him out of every single case, but we've pulled him, a good number of times, and oftentimes fairly low numbered. So hopefully that is going to be the case for you tonight. So let's start out. We're going to go a little slower here out of this. Good grief. I am sorry, guys. There's a chrome card in the middle there, and it likes to make things fly off the pack, and I apologize for that. Fortunately, all they did was slide, but nonetheless. What I was trying to tell you is we're going a little slower right here at the beginning just so I can give everybody a quick intro as to what's happening. So these cards that are like this are veteran base cards, okay? That is what's going to go to that veteran base bidding spot. So it's cards that are not autographed, aren't relics, aren't parallels or inserts or numbered, are going to the veteran base spot. Cards like this, which are chrome parallels, of course, go to the teams, and as do numbered cards, autographs, relics. When we see red and it's paper, like this one, it is numbered to 299. When we see red that's chrome, it will be numbered to 100. But there's something else you need to know about this card. That's Antonio Brown. He's in a Steelers uniform. But you will notice the card has been updated to reflect his current team of the Raiders. So the card is actually, of course, going to go to the Raiders. So it's not going to go to the uniform that you see the person wearing. It will go to the team that is printed on the card. Rookie cards, of course, any rookie card goes to the teams because, again, it's only the veteran base that has its own bidding spot. Inserts, we'll find plenty of all of those. And that kind of gives you a general rundown of how this rolls along. So this is chrome red, each chrome red numbered to 100. So that kind of gives you more or less the overview. There's some other numbered things that we'll run across and look at as we hit them. There's green in here. There are yellow. There are orange. There's another red, as a matter of fact. Ickey Woods to 299 for the Bengals. It's been like a week or so since I've opened this, and now I've got to stop and think again, like, what is in it? It's funny how you forget so quickly when something else comes along. To 299, Daniel Jones. Daniel, of course, is a Giant, New York Giants. Quarterback of the future, perhaps. Supreme Judge is asking about my eBay username. Well, you know what? A long time ago when I set up my eBay account, yeah, I know, tells my age, doesn't it? I had a cat named Flea, and I tried to, he was solid white, like Flea, you know, Red Hot Chili Peppers Flea had white hair at the time. So anyway, my solid white cat, I named him Flea. And I was just trying, you know, that's way back in the days before hacking and all that. And I just was trying to use Flea as my username, and it wouldn't take it. And I would try all these different variations. It wouldn't take it. And hang on a minute, we got to look at a card. This is numbered to 199, Adrian Peterson for the Redskins. So anytime you see that orange, you know, that's your clue that those are numbered to 199. So at the time I was eating, I think actually like a cheeseburger from McDonald's or something, and I was just so frustrated. So I just typed in flea and burger because I just was like so aggravated that it wasn't taking anything. And of course, that's the one it took. So there you go. So that's how it happened. This is numbered to 165. Any time that we find yellow, it is going to be to 165. That one is Travis Kelce for the Kansas City Chiefs. And you had good eyes. You definitely did spot our hit up here. And you thought it might be Ryan Finley, and you were right. It is Ryan Finley. And he is out for the Cincinnati Bengals with a nice little relic there. Autograph is on a sticker, which most of them are in here. Just FYI. And Rodney. Hi, Rodney. Rodney's here wishing good luck to everybody. Clelin Ferrell. Clelin is out for the Raiders. And listen, the Raiders are all over this set. They are all over Legacy. This is an example of a chrome rookie that is a refractor but is not numbered. So there's a handful of those that we find. Again, none of them are numbered. Well, none with that that look like that are numbered. But still they're refractors, so kind of cool, right? And who was that? It was Myles Gaskin, I believe. Myles Gaskin is a Dolphin, for those of you who might not know that. I hopefully will remember most everybody who is in here, even though I haven't opened it in a bit. And if I don't, guess what? I have a handy little cheat sheet I can refer to. This is numbered to 199. It is an orange Ryan Finley for the Bengals. And what else do we have down there? Another chrome. That's the Jets and Joe Namath. And there you go. That is box number 1. And that's how we're going to roll along through 12 smoking hot boxes of Legacy. At least we hope, anyway. Hi, Greg. How are you? What's happening in your part of town, Greg? I guess everybody saw the big news. Well, might not be big news to you if you don't like basketball, but Anthony Davis trade went through to the Lakers a couple of hours ago. Seeing Greg jump in there is actually what reminded me of that, because he usually is really up on all the trade news as well. And So yeah, they sent him to the Lakers where he wanted to go. They ended up getting, who'd they get back? They got back Lonzo and Josh Hart and maybe Brandon Ingram. Was the third player Ingram? And then wasn't it 4 different 4th round picks? I didn't really have time to totally deep dive it. I was out to dinner, and then I had to come back and get ready for the break. So I just kind of saw the headline fly by. I can't wait to find out a little bit more about it, but kind of surprised they sent him to the Lakers. Because, I mean, that's where he wants to go. But traditionally, Pelicans hate the Lakers. So I guess the fact that they have some new front office personnel maybe decided, perhaps we should just go for the best package. So that's going to give NOLA number 1 and number 4 on Thursday night. Of course, we know number 1's going to turn into Zion Williamson, but I don't know what they'll do with number 4. That could go any number of different directions. Greg, you said the Giants are shopping Eli? Okay, I had not heard that. I mean, they should have been, right? They should have been shopping him 2 years ago, frankly. But, but yeah, they need to be shopping him, but I just hadn't heard that. What are the details on it? Do they have any suitors for him at this point, or do you know what the asking price is or anything? Eli is a little long in the tooth. I wouldn't think people would pay a whole lot, but you never know. To $299, that is the Patriots. Yeah, I was surprised, frankly, what Denver put it forth to get Joe Flacco. So good grief, anything's possible. Oh, blue. Yeah, we hadn't seen blue yet tonight, had we? So blue chrome here is numbered to 50. Blue paper is also going to be numbered to 50. I don't think we have seen any green yet tonight that I recall. And green, I believe, is to 100 if memory serves. As I said, it has been a week or two since we opened this last. That is numbered to 25. Joe Mixon, Cincinnati Bengals, hitting on a few different levels tonight. Low-numbered Joe Mixon coming out there. And another blue, this one Tariq Cohen to 50 for the Chicago Bears. And what else have we got? Joe Flacco is another player, by the way, who I think is still in his Ravens uniform and says Broncos on his card. And there's a handful of guys that are like that one I showed you earlier for Antonio Brown. Just FYI. So we have on the horizon here a little Miles Sanders, and daggone it, I've got paper. My little checklist is trying to slide away from me up there. So here comes Miles Sanders. I think he's an Eagle, and I need to grab that little sliding checklist that I have and double check. But I think that is the case. Let's double check him. Where are you on here, brother? Yeah, Eagles for Miles Sanders. Oh, you think they're just going to trade that number 4 pick, NOLA? They might. It's numbered to 299, Steelers. It would make sense if they did, because I know they wanted some more kind of immediate impact players. So right now, what they got from the Lakers, I mean, they're a decent core of guys, but they're pretty young. So I could see them wanting to pick up another experienced guy, maybe in his 3rd or 4th year. Converting that number 4 pick into that would make sense. Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat comes out for the Redskins. He is our 2nd autograph out of this box. It's to 199, Terry McLaurin. He is also A Redskin to 199, Antonio Brown, Raiders. And there's an example of another refractor that isn't numbered, but it's still, you know, it's cool to get them. Well, Prism in the Panini world. They're called refractors in the Topps world. I kind of generically refer to them all as refractors, but Prism, if you want to use the Panini vernacular. Same as. Anyway, it's better than the ones that don't do it. How about that? We like the shiny ones. Pretty shiny. So I wonder what they would get back for the number 4 pick. Apparently, again, did not have time to deep dive it. Just was reviewing headlines real quickly when I shouldn't have been looking at my phone at dinner. And it seemed to indicate that the Celtics would not include Jason Tatum in any package, and that's why they got knocked out of the running pretty quickly. So, which I was a little surprised about, because I think previously they had possibly indicated that he might be included. But that might also be before Anthony's agent came out and basically said, hey, we won't re-sign with you, so don't be surprised and don't blame me when you only have him for a year. So we'll see how all that shakes out. But honestly, I thought it would go a little closer to draft night. I'm surprised it got done this far out. To 299, that's the Cowboys. Number 250 for the Rams, Talib. I'm not sure what that says, Greg. Somebody's agent wants $34 million a year, but whose agent wants $34 million a year? And here's a green one, finally, our first green one that we've managed to pull tonight. It is numbered to 100. So we'll probably find, you know, a handful of those as we roll along that are numbered in that range, or in numbered to 100 in that green color. I'll get it out in a minute. A Prism here for Byron Murphy, Arizona Cardinals. And there you go. That's that. Oh, Dak Prescott. He wants $34 million a year. Well, honestly, good grief. I mean, you remember when we thought Kirk Cousins' deal was like going to be record-setting, and then since then the market's been reset how many times with these quarterback deals? I mean, good grief. But you know what? They get the money. There's only 32 guys on the planet that are going to be starting NFL quarterbacks at any given time. So when they find one that's good, they pay them. That's for sure. But all that kind of money's got to make guys like Tom Brady mad, whose deals are nowhere near comparable to some of the ones you see out there. Of course, then again, if you're sitting there with a fistful of Super Bowl rings, maybe it doesn't make that much difference to you. I don't know. Dexter Williams comes up next. And I have to look up Dexter Williams. I know where Dexter Lawrence goes, but I have to think about Dexter Williams, so I better just double check it so I don't tell you the wrong thing. He is a Packer. I would have told you the wrong thing. Dexter Williams is a Green Bay Packer. This is numbered to 199, Baker Mayfield and the Browns. Number to 299, Rashawn Gary. He is also a Packer. And a Prism to 50 of Joe Montana and the 49ers. So they've given us quite a bit of a little break in the schedule, if you will. We don't have any football coming out next week. Of course, we do still have more Luminance football that we'll be breaking. And, of course, tomorrow night we're breaking Leaf Flash football, the last of it. But, yeah, we don't see any football again for like another, 10 days or so, I think. Number to 100, that is A.J. Brown. A.J. goes to the Titans. Houston Oilers, by the by, go to the Titans, and that is because cards always stay with their franchises. So former former Houston Oilers are the current Tennessee Titans, so that is why Oilers go to Titans. Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett is another example of a guy who's still in his Eagles uniform, but correctly reflected as a Patriot on the card itself. So Michael Bennett there headed to the New England Patriots with our second autograph hit out of that box. Greg, you said Carson Wentz signed. I thought, good grief, sorry, there's a, good grief, there's a fly, but I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I thought for a minute it was a spider, and I don't know why, I guess just because it was crawling, but it just scared the heebie-jeebies out of me, startled me, not scared me like, I'm going to have to call 911 kind of scared, but it startled me. Because I did not want to have a big spider go crawling across me. But hey, it wasn't one anyway. But I thought it was. It was a strange fly, brother. Ooh, and it was big, too. Like a super-sized fly. Well, Greg, there wasn't any... we thought Carson Wentz was going to be locked and loaded, right? I didn't think there was any doubt about Carson staying there with the Eagles, especially after Nick Foles moved on down the road to Jacksonville. Which I'll be interested to see what happens down there. I would love to see Nick Foles just take over and bring Jacksonville right on into the playoffs and beyond. Because I like Nick Foles. I think he's a stand-up kind of guy, seems to be. Number to 100, that's for the Redskins. It was Alex Smith. This is numbered to 100 as well because it is Chrome. Jameis Winston, red prism. I think I just picked up from a separate stack. Not that it matters. We're going to look at them all anyway. That is Chrome, but it is unnumbered for the Texans and Deshaun Watson. And then number 250, it is Amari Cooper for the boys. A little Dallas Cowboy. The Michael Bennett, I don't think that was numbered. Hang on a second. I'll pick it up and look at it again, but I don't believe that it was. It was a refractor, but I'm pretty sure it's not numbered. Once again, though, that is Michael Bennett for the Patriots, to be clear. I know he's in an Eagles uniform, but it says Patriots on the front, Patriots on the back, etc., and it is not numbered. So, Michael Bennett autograph, but not numbered. To 299 for the Packers, Devontae Adams. And Jalen Ferguson, our second autograph out of this box. Jalen Ferguson is a Raven. So Baltimore headed your way with that one. That is actually, I believe, both of our autographs out of this box, even though we still have a few packs to open. Maybe we'll find some other fun stuff, though. And hi, Jason, by the way. I don't think I said hi. I think I just looked over and saw your question and answered your question, but I didn't say hi. How are you? Happier now that you hit something, I guess, right? I'm always happier when I hit something, I know that. Sometimes it's so frustrating if you're not hitting. It's like, you go through those cold spells. Much more fun to be in the hot streak. Okay, what do we have waiting for us here? A blue Packer that is numbered to 50. Leroy Butler. The chrome cards in here, by the way, for those of you who may not be aware of this, do have a tendency to kind of bow up a little when they come out of the packs. Marquise Hollywood Brown, Ravens, that is orange to 199. And honestly, they kind of do that curvature thing no matter what card set they are, really. Some to more degrees than others. There's an example of Flacco, Ravens uniform, Broncos on the card. And I think it's just the coating that they use that makes them, you know, refract the light. Also gives them that tendency to curve up a little bit. But typically, if you get it in a top loader or a one-touch or whatever the case may be, then it'll keep it pretty flat. But in the meantime, might bow up a little on you. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic to 50 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Although now he's going to be Fitzmagic for the Miami Dolphins, right? Isn't that where he is now? I think he's Miami Dolphins these days. I thought we'd already hit both of our autographs out of here, but I guess we had not. I'm just thinking about it because I went back and picked up the one. I was thinking we hit it, but we didn't. This is our second one out of this box. It is Emmanuel Hall. He was an undrafted free agent. Went to the Bears after the fact. Signed a deal with or became affiliated with the Chicago Bears. So Emmanuel Hall, that's where it's headed. I do like this product. We've talked about this a lot. It seems like I bring it up almost every time we open it because I do still miss aspects of classics. So I have a little nostalgia in the fact that we didn't have classics this year. But I do like this a little better, I think. And one of you, maybe not somebody who's in here tonight, but someone who was here in one of the breaks, talked about the fact that it's kind of like a blend of Prestige, which used to be, of course, another early season product. Prestige and Classics put together and kind of had a baby and it became Legacy. It's something like that, I guess. But they didn't do away with Prestige entirely. They just made it a retail product. Last year, I guess it was. Let me think about this. We had it in 2016 for sure. We did not have it in 18. I can't remember if we had Prestige in 2017 for football. We might have, but I don't really think so. So this might be our third year where Prestige has moved to retail, but anyway, I would say they'll probably at some point bring Prestige back to hobby. They have a habit of doing stuff like that. It's to 199 Texans. This is Chrome to 100 red Deebo Samuel for the 49ers. But I think it's kind of good. Sometimes they take a break from a brand, and then when they bring it back, even if they don't produce it at all and then bring it back, they've kind of freshened it up a little. Or even when they've taken it and made it retail only, when they bring it back to hobby, it's still usually freshened up a little. Makes for a better experience. That's to 165, Jonathan Abram. Jonathan Abram happens to be a Raider. Oh, look at that. We almost like willed that into existence, didn't we? A Jonathan Abram autograph. Also headed to, yeah, you got it, the Raiders. Little Oakland Raider love out of Legacy most of the time. Well, they do have a lot of rookies, so makes sense that they would be in here a bunch. So Father's Day is tomorrow, of course, so everybody remember your fathers and grandfathers and stepfathers and such, as the case may be. And if you are a dad yourself, happy Father's Day to you a few hours early. Hopefully you'll each get to go do something fun that you want to do to celebrate. Number to 100, that is Kittle for the 49ers. And this is number to 199. It is Marquise Brown, Ravens. Yeah, my sister this year got my dad a really nice card. It's really expensive, apparently. She, she's showing me up, but that's okay. Some kind of like, I mean, by really expensive for a card, not really expensive as compared to actual really expensive things, but expensive for a card. So this thing is like handmade, and like they insert pictures of whatever you send them, and it's got these little intricate pop-ups and this whole deal. And so my dad loved it, of course. He's already seen it. My sister lives in Pittsburgh. She's mailed it to him, and he's already gotten it and talking about how nice it is. Devin Hester to 100 for the Bears. And then do you guys you want to know what my card is that has to compete with that? This is to 299, Melvin Gordon for the Chargers. I'll tell you here in a second. You're gonna, I think, figure out pretty quickly, as have I, that my card probably can't compete very well. But it made me smile anyway. Kelvin Harmon, numbered to 50. So, those are nice relics, too, for that. Both really nice relics. Kelvin Harmon is a Redskin, I believe. Let's double check that. Make sure I got it right. Yeah, Redskins for Kelvin Harmon. Really nice relics on both of those. Yeah, so my sister has, the really nice handmade card, la-di-da-di-da. You would think maybe I would have second thoughts about presenting my card, knowing that he's gotten this one and how much he likes it, but I'm sticking with what I have. My card on the front says how to start a campfire. And it's a picture of a guy who's, clearly like a dad type guy. And at the top, it shows him, taking a match and lighting some wood. And it has like a little check mark or a little green whatever and says, yes or good or whatever. And then underneath it, it shows a dad lighting his fart to start the campfire. And it has like the red X and says no. And then inside it just says, something about hope you have, like I don't remember what, a smoking hot Father's Day or something. It doesn't exactly say smoking hot, but anyway, I thought it was really funny. So I bought it, and that's my card. I'm sticking to it, but I don't think it's gonna going to stack up very well to the nice one that my sister sent. And also, the girl in the store didn't think it was very funny. Like, I thought that's, you had to see it, right? I didn't do it justice just trying to describe it, but it just made me laugh, man. And the girl in the store, when I was checking out with it the other day, I was still kind of chuckling, and I was like, I think this is so funny because, you know, it's Father's Day. It's farts and Father's Day. And she did not think it was funny at all. That is to 50 for the Vikings. Paul Krause. Or Kraus. Could be Kraus. Here comes one for the Arizona Cardinals. It is Byron Murphy for the Cardinals. So apparently you guys don't think much of my card either, but oh well, I still think it's funny. That's to 199 Panthers. And my dad will think that's funny. He will. He's got, you know, I had to get my weird sense of humor from somebody. It's a Prism, Sam Darnold and the Jets, numbered to 165. It's the Chargers and Kellen Winslow. To 299, Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And what else do we have in here? Numbered to 299. That is Drew Lock for the Denver Broncos. Everybody's super quiet tonight and chill in chat. Everybody's super chill in chat. Yeah, I'll get it out in a minute. Multitasking, maybe. If you happen to be multitasking to the point that you can tell me what the score is for the Reds and Rangers, I'd be happy to know that. Although, truthfully, I would probably be unhappy to know that because the Rangers were absolutely smoking us the last I saw. To 100, Rashawn Gary and the Packers. That is to 50 for the Broncos. Okay, trying to keep all the 50s laid out separately there so we can recap them. We're not going to recap the higher numbered stuff, just honestly, because there's an awful lot of it. But we will recap stuff basically that's 50 and lower is my plan. And I think I have all that separated out. We hope anyway. Irv Smith Jr. Irv Smith Jr. is a Minnesota Viking. So Vikings on the board. One headed your way. That puts us officially at our halfway point. We have opened 6 boxes and we have 6 boxes left to go. This would be about a perfect product if it was maybe 10 boxes a case instead of 12. Which is how Classics used to be, wasn't it? Or no, I take that back. Classics was maybe 15 boxes to a case, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. It was 15 to a case. So now 12 is better than 15. Never mind. This configuration is better. Alan J., you need little Will Greer for the Carolina Panthers. All right, we'll see if we can't manifest that for you. Probably won't be long before some of our rosters will be starting to at least take shape in theory. Now that we're getting into some camps and things, we should start getting a feel for who's staying, who's going, etc. I mean, obviously not official for a while yet, but the speculation will get rolling anyway. When does I can't think what you're talking about when you say authentic. What product are you talking about? You got to help me out with that one, because I'm not thinking. I can't think what product you're referring to on that, and I'm probably just having a brain hinder. To $2.99 Raiders. So I apologize, but can you give me a little more information as to what we're talking about there? Because I am not thinking about it. I can't think what it is at the moment. Carlos is here. Hi, Carlos. That is a prism for Matt Breida and the 49ers. Riley Ridley and the Bears coming up with an autograph hit. Oh, clearly authentic. Why in the world could I not think of that? Just when I saw authentic, like it did not hit me without the clearly in front of it. Sorry, man. I told you, brain in neutral. Riley Ridley for the Bears. You know, I've seen that because I have already pre-ordered it, but I could not tell you right exactly off the top of my head. Probably like July or August. That's usually about when we would expect it. But if you shoot me a message on eBay, I can look it up for you and tell you at least the most recent date that Topps has given us. Now, it may well change. In fact, they often do change, but I can give you what I see most recently if you hit me up and remind me. Michael Bennett, Patriots to 199. Because, yeah, they change those things so often, especially Topps, because they publish that calendar so far out that I really, very seldom do I even try to remember it because it always changes so many times. Excuse me 1 second. I thought I heard, I guess it's all right. I thought I heard somebody down there getting ready to cause a problem, and I was going to have to whip them into shape. Billy Joe Dupree comes out for the Cowboys. Dallas. Moving on. Oh, Carlos. Yeah, I'm sure we've had some Raiders. Listen, I could not tell you what all we've had numbered, but autograph-wise, we've had a Raider. I don't know that we've had a Falcon or Tampa Bay Bucks, but we've had Raiders anyway. To 199, David Sills for the Buffalo Bills. And that is going to be numbered because we've got the yellow border on it. It's for the Ravens, Ed Reed, and it is numbered to 25. So technically, I guess I should say that's the gold border then, isn't it? I called it yellow. $100 collection is here. High $100 collection. To 299, that's the Green Bay Packers and Brett Favre. So, Carlos, we will definitely recap all of the autograph stuff. This is to 165, Drew Lock and the Broncos. And, excuse me, cards that have been numbered to 50 or lower. Now, cards that are numbered higher than that, we will not recap all of those because there's just a tremendous amount of them in this particular set. But we will do 50 or lower as well as our autograph and relic hits at the end of the break. I'll recap it. To 165, Andrew Luck and the Colts. Oh, Alan J says, oh, we've had autographs for all three? For real? What? I don't remember an autograph for the Falcons. Like, at all. Are you sure we've had an autograph for the Falcons? I don't think we've had an autograph for the Falcons. Have we, Alan J? I don't remember that at all. And I'm really not even remembering one for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to be honest with you. I know maybe we've had some numbered stuff for the Bucs, but I don't remember an autograph coming out for them either. But I guess maybe we do. If you say, well, I don't know. Guess we'll find out, Carlos. I'm not remembering exactly the same thing that Alan J is remembering. But then again, we all know that I do not have great retention of our hits as we go along, because I'm looking at so many different things in such rapid succession. Oh, you're saying hits in general. You're counting like numbered stuff and whatever. Okay, I got you. Got you. Well, that makes sense. See, I should have known you were on it, Alan J. You're always good about knowing what's come out. You've got a good memory for it. Although I will say, I do find it easier to remember when I'm watching a break than when I'm doing a break. You would think the opposite would be true, but it is not. Watching a break's much easier to remember, in my opinion. For me. Maybe I just don't multitask well. This is Travis Homer. It is numbered 250. And I believe Travis Homer is a Seattle Seahawk, if memory serves. Let's double check it. Since I don't feel 100% confident, I'll make sure that that is right. Yeah, Travis Homer is Seattle Seahawks, so we're good to go there. To 299 for the Lions. To 299 for the Pack. To 165. That is, who is that? Byron Murphy, Cardinals. It's my man, Big Ben. I do really like Big Ben, but I also think he's starting to show his age a bit. So I hope that we give whoever we're going to call the backup quarterback this year, whether we're going to call it Josh Dobbs or Mason Rudolph or somebody to be determined, whoever it is, I hope we give them some reps this year. To 165, the Saints. By that I mean some meaningful reps, like in game situation, because Ben, man, he's not getting any younger. Of course, who knows what our team's going to be like this year anyway. I mean, we know what it's going to be like with Le'Veon gone, because we didn't have him last year to begin with. But, you know, Antonio Brown, even though he was definitely a kind of a locker room distraction, not kind of, he definitely was a locker room distraction. He is awfully good on the field. We're going to miss him. Stang Lover, what's happening, my friend? You said we're all showing our age. There's Billy Joe Dupree again for the Cowboys. I do know that's the second one of those that we've hit, because we just hit the other one really recently. A refractor for Josh Rosen and the Cardinals, or excuse me, Prism for Josh Rosen and the Cardinals. My screen is trying to time out. Number to 199, Saquon Barkley, Giants. It's to 199 for the Dolphins. It was Marino. I don't think I said that, but you probably saw that, so you know that already. But it was. We've got a numbered Chrome card coming up next. And it's Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, numbered to 25. So little gold Ravens. Making somebody's night happier. We have got 4 boxes left. Well, counting the one that I'm taking the wrapper off of, it is box number 4. So we have opened 8. We have 4 to go. Oh, Stang Lover, you got the East Central time switch mixed up there. Yeah, that can happen for sure. Central time's always the hardest one for me to remember, and it's only an hour difference. But for whatever reason, I always just think you should be in the same time zone I'm in. You're not that far away. Why aren't you just in the same time zone, right? But it doesn't work like that. But yeah, Stang Lover, you're one that hasn't weighed in on this yet. Do you prefer the earlier 9 o'clock, or do you prefer the later 9:30 that we used to do? And that's not just asking Stang Lover. Anybody else, you're welcome to jump in and comment on it as well. I just know we've kind of discussed it at various points through breaks recently, and I happen to remember that I don't think Stang Lover's weighed in up to this point. Since he was mentioning the time there, it reminded me. But don't feel bad anyway. I apparently listed it as Sunday, June 15th instead of Saturday, June 15th. So, you know, I got the date right. I typed in the day wrong. But that is, of course, why I always put them both, so that there's some redundancy in there. And hopefully, then if it makes a big confusing mess, somebody will think to ask me, which a couple of you did. Thank you. That's what made me aware of it. Spencer Ware, Kansas City Chiefs, Prism. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even known. Ho, Drew Lock, Denver Broncos, with a little Drew autograph. Alan J., you like 9. Stang Lover, you like 9:15. I should have known you'd. I should have known you'd come up with one right in the middle. I should have seen that one coming. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. We could just compromise and do it at 9:15. And we must be in our hot box because we have a little Andrew Luck for the Colts, and it is numbered to 35. And the only place we find them numbered to 35 is in our happy, handy little hot box. So that means that's what we're in the midst of now. We should find hopefully another 1 or 2 of them in here that will be low numbered like that one. Usually that's the case anyway. Numbered to 100 for the Patriots, Sony Michel. So Alan J., you like 9 better too. So does Jay Allen, who's not in here tonight. It gets very confusing sometimes when you're both in here because you each think I'm talking to you, and sometimes I am. It doesn't, you know. Sometimes I'm responding to one and you think, you know, it gets confusing. That was a Saquon Barkley Prism too, by the by, that went by. So I know for sure Jay Allen prefers 9:30 and now, or 9. Alan J does too, and Stang Lover, you do too? Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll stick with that then. I myself have always been a little partial to it being later, but that probably just has to do with all the things I have to get done before break time, but we'll get it figured out around here, and maybe we'll just stick with 9 for the most part. Jalen Ferguson to 35. That is the Ravens. Of course, I used to do them at 10. I loved doing them at 10, honestly, because then, you know, I could get everything settled down here and then just concentrate on the break. But that did not work out as well for everybody else. So over the years, we've refined it. Odell Beckham Jr. to 35 for the, see, still say Giants on there? No, Browns, see, habits. For the Browns, he's in his Giants uniform, but correctly notes Browns on the card. I see something sparkly in the offing. We have ourselves a cracked ice making an appearance. It is for Nick Foles and the Jags. So that is numbered to 10 with Nick Foles and the Jags. Cracked ice. That's a prism. Deontay Thompson, he is an Arizona Cardinal, I do believe. And here comes Thomas Hollywood Henderson. How about that, Cowboys? You've already got a bunch of autographs tonight. We're about to add Hollywood Henderson to your stash. Well, I think most of your other autographs are the same guy, but anyway, this is still a nice hit for the boys. It is also numbered to 35 as it came out of our hot box. A refractor prism for John Taylor and the 49ers. And hot box is all finished up now. 9 down, 3 to go. I just wish I could snap my fingers and make them magically all pop out of the wrappers without having to, you know, open the wrappers myself. There are the Chargers and Melvin Gordon. Cardinals to 299 with the red parallel. To 165 Chargers. Stanglover, you probably missed it earlier when I was talking about, I'm sure you did, about what we've got coming up the rest of the week. But FYI, I know you like Leaf a lot, and tomorrow night is the last of the Leaf Flash that I have. So if you want to take another crack at Flash, another shot at pulling something out of there, tomorrow night's the last case of it I'm opening. This, of course, is the last of the Legacy, but you probably knew that already. I do think we might have another Leaf product coming out next week, though. Maybe Leaf Ultimate Sports comes out next week, possibly. Although, I don't know if I ordered that or not. I can't honestly remember if I ordered that one or not. But I may have. You've already scoped out the last case of Flash. See, I should have known. I should have known you were on it, but on the off chance that you didn't know it was the last case, I just thought I would tell you, because I do know you like it, like DK Metcalf to 299. I think I did order Ultimate Sports, but I don't think I ordered very much of it. So I'll have to, actually, I need to call on Monday and find out what the deal is, how much of that I have coming. I think it's due in Friday, if I remember right. Andre Reed to 50 for the Buffalo Bills. Because that might be our only other release next week besides Museum Collection Baseball, which comes out on Wednesday. To 100, the Patriots and Gronkowski. So, yeah, I got to ask about that on Monday and find out what the deal is, I suppose. Ooh, we got one numbered to 25 in my hot little hands here. Who is it? It is Tremaine Edmonds and the Bills to 25. Yeah, I think Flash has been pretty good this year. I mean, Kyler Murray's been coming out of it, for the most part, 2 per case, which has been surprisingly good. Still 199 Chargers. Keith Brooking, Atlanta Falcons. There you go. I know you were, Carlos, you were looking for a Falcon. And there's Keith Brooking autograph for you. So I think that's at least 2 of your teams have auto hits tonight, it looks like. Preston Williams comes out. Preston Williams is a Dolphin. Now, I know it shows Rams on his helmet, right? But that's collegiate. That's the collegiate logo for him. Preston Williams is a Dolphin. Not a Ram. Every once in a while, the collegiate logos look so similar to an NFL logo that you kind of have to try to remember to point that out so nobody gets confused about it. Stang Lover 621 for Ultimate is Friday, right? Isn't that right? Yeah. So I'm thinking that hopefully we're on track. I mean, good grief, you never know with Brian. He just changes his mind. Sometimes the day the product's, he's done that once. The day the product was supposed to arrive at our locations is the day he said, "Oh yeah, we move that back." So you kind of never know what he's going to do over there, but Stang Lover, what I think I will do, if I can remember to do this later tonight or tomorrow, if I go back and look at my credit card statement, if I ordered it direct from him, because, some I get from him directly, some I get from distributors, but if that's one I ordered directly from Brian, I can tell by looking at my credit card statement if it's really coming out or not, because he will always bill me out like a week ahead of time. So if I see a charge on there, then I'll know it's really coming. But if I ordered it only from distributors, I don't have any way to know. Ah, Carlos, you like your Falcons autograph. Good. Good. The bats were good last night. Leaf came out with a new product. They do other memorabilia. They do autographed mini helmets, autographed football helmets, autographed jerseys. I always buy plenty of it. We usually break it by either the case or the half case, but we always have a lot of fun with Leaf stuff. Usually get some pretty good hits. And they came out with a brand new product yesterday, Leaf autographed baseball bats. So we opened a case of that last night, and it was fun. We got some cool stuff out of it, and I have a couple more cases of it. I should have already listed them, and I kind of meant to list them, and I just forgot. So we'll probably be opening it again next week, along about maybe Friday-ish. Number to 100 for the Packers, that is Leroy Butler. That's really just because I just didn't get it listed. I don't know. Sometimes I have so many things to list, I forget, I'll list them once and then I forget, oh yeah, I needed to list the rest of that. To 299 Hightower Patriots. To 100 Broadway Joe Namath, Jets. Rodney Hampton, there's one for the Giants. Little throwback ink for Rodney Hampton in New York. I like that hit. To 299 Emmitt Smith for the boys. To 199 the Patriots and Gronk. It's going to be weird for the Patriots without Gronk. It seems like he's been there since the dawn of time. Devin Bush comes out for my Pittsburgh Steelers, numbered to 299. By all accounts, he's looking really good in camp. Devin Bush, I mean. Philip Lindsay to 100 Broncos. Of course, he better. We had to give up quite a bit to trade up and get him. He better look good in camp and everywhere else for all of time and eternity. Little Jordan Humphrey, New Orleans Saints. I think at some point I would probably just want to be called Jordan, Like I'm sure it's because his dad or is named Jordan, or maybe there's a bunch of Jordans in the family, who knows. But that's usually, it's usually if dad is, when you get tagged with little Jordan or young Jordan or something along those lines. But that man's going to be making some money in the NFL. I think I just want to be called Jordan myself, but you never know. All right, you know what time it is now. It is last box mojo time. That's right. We have to work our collective mojo magic here and hope that we find some smoking hot hits in here. We find something to break the bank would be nice. Hi, Raul. How are you? Any Jets hits? We had a numbered card for the Jets just a minute ago. I don't think we've had any autographs for them, but we are close to the recap. So if you hang tight, after we look at this last box, I will recap all the autograph hits, and we'll look at the numbered cards that are 50 or lower. I think your numbered Jets card that we saw a minute ago, it was Joe Namath. I think it was numbered maybe to 100. Don't absolutely quote me on that, but I think it was definitely higher than 50, so it won't be in our recap, but we did just hit it, so I remember that we have that one. And there are others in here too, but off the top of my head, I just couldn't tell you. I've looked at so many cards tonight. My poor old brain can't remember all that. Oh, man. All right, let's see what waits for us here in the last box of the last case of Legacy for 2019. Joe Montana, Prism, 49ers. This is to 100. It is Preston Williams once again out for the Dolphins. A red chrome to 100, Baker Mayfield and the Browns. And a Prism. Oh, that's for the Jets, actually. Ja'Kai, he's a Jet. It's not numbered, but anyway, see, that's good timing. So there you go. You get to see a couple of them here coming out, headed your way. Well, that one, I guess you weren't in here for the Joe Namath one, but you get the idea. We know at least you got some stuff coming. Some numbered stuff for sure. To 299 Cardinals. To 199 for the Broncos. And nothing else there. I see what looks like a green coming up here. That is a green to 100 Zach Ertz and the Eagles. Okay. I believe I see a blue one. I do. Number 250. Dwayne Haskins to 50 for the Redskins. And next I spy a little Gary Jennings Jr. Gary Jennings Jr. is a Seahawk. So Seattle taking that one home. Got one more to come up here in our last box. It's a nice one. I can already see it. And it's going to make the Giants very happy because it's your man Daniel Jones. And not only is it Daniel Jones, oh, that would be Daniel Jones 210. Yeah, it is. That is pink cracked ice Daniel Jones for the New York Giants. How about that for Last Box Mojo? That's what I'm talking about. That is nice work, everyone. Collectively focusing your mojo. Nice work. We conjured up a good one. Number 2/100 for the Rams, Marcus Peters. And that is the last thing that we have for tonight. We're going to recap it, though, the important stuff. Well, it's all important. We're going to recap the autograph hits and then the lower numbered cards. After we do the recap, then we will go back to the spreadsheet, take a look at your anticipated shipping date, and a look at what's coming up in the days ahead for those of you who might have missed it earlier and might be interested in finding out about it tonight. So numbered to 50, that is Dwayne Haskins and the Redskins. This is numbered to 25, Tremaine Edmonds and the Bills. Numbered to 50 for the Buffalo Bills. This is cracked ice Nick Foles for the Jags to 10. One more time, guys, you ignore the uniform the player's in. It's always going to go to the team that you see written on the card. So Jags for Nick Foles. To 35, Odell Beckham Jr. for the Browns. This one is also numbered to 35, Jalen Ferguson for the Ravens. And to 35, it is Andrew Luck for the Colts. And here you have one numbered to 25, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. And the Ravens have another one to 25 with Ed Reed. Numbered to 50, that is Von Miller and the Broncos. This is also numbered to 50 for the Vikings. Numbered to 50, it's Fitzmagic for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. To 50 for the Green Bay Packers with Leroy Butler. To 50 for the Cowboys. To 50 for the 49ers. To 50 for the Rams. 50 for the Bears. To 25 for the Bengals with Joe Mixon. And to 50 for the Green Bay Packers, Jamal Williams. Now, once again, we've got loads of other numbered things that are numbered basically 100 and 199 and 299 and so on and so forth. So clearly we're not recapping those right now because there's a lot of them, but of course you're going to get them. As a final reminder, it's the veteran base that doesn't ship to the teams. The teams get all the other stuff, all the inserts, all the rookie cards, all the numbered cards, autograph cards, etc. So if you have any more questions about that, more information in the listing description, and also we went over it in a little more detail right at the start of the break as well. Rodney Hampton, Giants. Preston Williams, Dolphins. Keith Brooking, Falcons. For the boys, that is Thomas Hollywood Henderson /35. Next up, Drew Lock, Broncos. The Cowboys with Billy Joe Dupree. This is a nice low number Travis Homer /50 for the Seahawks. Billy Joe Dupree, Cowboys. Riley Ridley for the Bears. There's that handsome Daniel Jones card. Look at that. Pink cracked ice numbered /10. Headed to the Giants. Gary Jennings Jr., Seahawks. Little Jordan Humphrey comes out for the Saints. Irv Smith Jr., Vikings. Byron Murphy, Cardinals. Kelvin Harmon /50, Redskins. Jonathan Abram, Raiders. Emmanuel Hall, Bears. Jalen Ferguson, Ravens. Michael Bennett, Patriots. Dexter Williams. Why can't I remember Dexter Williams? I had to look him up a second ago, too. I have a mental block about Dexter Williams. Good grief. Dexter Williams is a Packer. Why in the world can't I remember that? Dexter Williams is a Packer. Montez Sweat for the Redskins. Miles Sanders is an Eagle. Clelin Ferrell is a Raider. And we started things off with Ryan Finley and Cincinnati, the Bengals. Okay, so that's the break. That's the recap. Let's go ahead and get the spreadsheet info up one more time for those of you who jumped in midstream. Maybe you missed this and you might want to know what's going on with it. So in case you do, here it is. Expecting it to be on the way to you approximately Wednesday. As always, if I can get something out faster than the date that you see listed there, I will absolutely do that. I always strive to get it out sooner. Sometimes I'm able to, and sometimes I'm not. So we're going to expect Wednesday and be pleasantly surprised if it goes sooner. And of course, we've talked Veteran Base a few times now, but one more time, it did have its own bidding category. It does not ship to the teams. Teams get inserts, rookie cards, numbered cards, autograph, and relic cards, inserts, and parallels. Coming up for the days ahead, tomorrow night we are at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific tomorrow night, Sunday night, Father's Day, for our third and final case of Noir basketball and our fourth and final case of Flash football. The rest of the week, Monday through Thursday, we're at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Monday is Luminance Football, Finest Baseball. Tuesday, Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys by the full case. And a full case of Top Series 2 Jumbo Baseball, where base cards have their own bidding spot and do not ship to the teams. On Wednesday, we have one new release on Wednesday. That's Topps Museum Collection Baseball, and that's all we're going to open Wednesday night. On Thursday, we're going to open Bowman Jumbo Baseball. It will be a 4-box half case break, and it will be the start of a new case. Paper base does not ship to the teams in that break. It does have its own separate bidding category in Bowman Jumbo. So that is it for me tonight. Thank you once again for being here. I always appreciate you spending some of your time with me. I hope that we had some good luck for you and that you had some fun. I will be back at it tomorrow night. If I do not see you then, I hope I do see you again sometime soon. Enjoy what's left of your weekend, and happy Father's Day to all the guys out there, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye now.